Hi guys, Melody here, and today I don't have a video planned. I'm going to take maybe the next few weeks and try to get Ties of Fate off the ground again. If you want to know why, well, I'll tell you why. Today, I watched Ruby Volume 5. If you don't know, Ruby is a show that's on Rooster Teeth. And for a while, it was my favorite show. But after Volume 5, and watching it, I realized it's not what it used to be. It's lost a lot. It feels like something's missing. While, yes, part of it is because the creator, Monty Ohm, is no longer with us, but it just flows very differently from the first two volumes. Sure, the first two volumes were clunky, but this was the first time Rooster Teeth ever dealt with animation that wasn't already made for them. They had to create everything. But today I found a letter. A letter by Shane Newville. An open letter to all who treasured Monty Ohm. Now, I truly suggest that for those who haven't read this letter, please do so. Before I go on, it's something you should most definitely read. Now, if you don't know, I am a fan of Monty Ohm. I might be saying his last name wrong, but I've always said it as Monty Ohm. So, bear with me. I discovered Monty when he was working on Dead Fantasy all those years ago. That was around the time I discovered Final Fantasy. And I really liked his work. And by the time, years later, when I saw that he was making Ruby, I was really excited. Everything looked really cool, which was Monty's style. Everything was cool, fast, quick, and really well paced for a fight scene, which is what he's known for. But after reading this letter, which basically was everything that happened after Monty died, it's my worst fear. It was my worst fear after we learned Monty died. And apparently it came true almost as soon as he passed. And that is Rooster Teeth just treating it like an IP. I understand it's for business. I truly do, but since Volume 3, this show has lacked passion. The show has lacked purpose, honestly. Ruby more than certainly just feels like a cash grab at this point. And I understand it is a world of fantasy. Fantasy involves world building, but that is why we had those short little episodes in between the main episodes that build the world. That was there for those that wanted to learn about the world of Remnant. But that leads to... But with those no longer being a thing, as far as I'm aware, well, it just leads to a lot of exposition. A lot of explaining in the said episodes. And to be honest, I never liked Volume 4. It was really slow. It was really filled with dialogue. It was a dialogue-heavy season, which I suppose is the point? Maybe? I get this is supposed to show how everybody was feeling after the fall of Beacon. And, spoiler, Pyra dying. And everything that happened after. Yang losing her arm. Blake having run away after everything that happened with Adam and Yang. Weiss being taken away by her family. And Ruby just took off. I understand the turn was supposed to be dark. And it might have been what Monty was going for in the first place, but if you do read this letter, it turns out maybe everything after Volume 3 wasn't really planned from the start. Maybe they just went with the punches. The whole Relic and Maiden bit wasn't even really a thing. Monty is known for just throwing out ideas and seeing what sticks with the writers. Monty isn't a story writer. Monty never was. But Monty was very passionate about what characters are, what characters do. And especially, you can see this in all of the fight scenes that he's made. He knows which characters fight for what reason. Heck, one of the things that we had that was cut out from Volume 3 was Raven versus Juniper. You can read the aspects of that in the open letter below. But the open letter made me want to work on Ties of Fate for as long as I can, straight through. Because even if Monty was never a writer, Monty was surely passionate about everything. And not only was he passionate about Ruby, his wife was passionate about Ruby, and unfortunately, Rooster Teeth shut her out. Sheena was not allowed to work on Ruby at all. She was also uncredited in the end of Volume 2, if I recall. And that is a shame that Rooster Teeth did that. Sheena just wanted to keep her husband's project alive as what it was. To keep what was made originally there, to keep everything going straight. And yet, she wasn't allowed to. Rooster Teeth just left her out to dry. With Shane in this letter, he's been in a rough spot. And he only stayed at Rooster Teeth for Monty's sake. Not his own, but for Monty, to make sure that Volume 3 was at least following Monty's intentions. And we can confirm this with Pyra dying, though it wasn't exactly how Monty envisioned it, at least it did make it through at some point. But it is inspirational that Shane went through so much to try to keep one man's story, project, and passion alive. And it might have inspired me to try to keep my own project alive. And apologize to those that I have kept waiting, fans and the voice actors. I'm not one to call for help. I'm not one to rely on others, because just like Shane, I have also been brought down by the world, I suppose. Time and time again, I've been told to not do these things that I do. I love drawing, I love voice acting, I love editing videos together. I love coming up with things. And Ties of Fate is my getaway from it all, essentially. Shane had a wonderful opportunity to meet Monty when he was alive, and he certainly is grateful for that. I've always wished to meet Monty, but I suppose it was never meant to be. Be it so or not, it doesn't mean I didn't respect the man. It didn't mean I didn't respect the man for everything he'd done. So to follow Monty's word and to keep moving forward, I just thought I'd get this to everyone to know Shane's story. So today's video is just me wanting to share you guys this open letter that Shane has written and shared. And basically, if you like something, keep going at it. No matter what anyone says, keep moving forward. Despite what comes in your way, keep moving forward. So, I'm sorry that I'm putting everything on hold. If you were looking for the next Fire Emblem theory that I was going to do, it's being put on hold. I'm putting Ties of Fate on the front lines. Right now, that is my goal. I want to finish Season 1. And I am almost there. But sometimes I feel like I can't do this alone. Not to say that I am alone, but again, I am one to not ask for help. And if anyone does, that's fine. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm putting everything into Ties of Fate now. But I hope it won't be for long, and I hope that you guys will still be around. I would rather put my time and effort into Ties of Fate like I should have than to these other projects that I have. I could keep up with the work before, but then I just end up getting distracted into something else that wasn't the story I was trying to tell. In all honesty, I'm not even sure what I'm calling this video, but I am putting it out, be it if it's edited or not. This letter definitely got to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I really do respect Monty and knowing what Rooster Teeth did right after he was gone. I just feel like it's been tarnished. And I'm not crying because of a show, I'm crying because the passion that a man started has been completely destroyed. There was only one single flame who could keep Monty's ideas and stories alive. What he had planned alive. And he tried. But he suffered. He tried, but no one listened. He tried, and he got fired for it. He tried as much as he could, and honestly, I would have lost him much quicker than he did if this happened to me. But he was strong. If this somehow gets to Shane, all I can say really is thank you. I've been in a slump, I suppose. But knowing how much you did to try to keep Ruby the way that it was in Monty's eyes, and everything that you personally went through, I'll try to do the same. Yeah, I'm crying at the moment if you can't tell. But again, I loved Monty's work, and to just know that it fell to the fear that I always thought it probably would be, because Rooster Teeth is strictly a business and cares more about the money than the actual passion that goes into something. It's just not right. Learning that really just felt horrible. If you read all the way through all 36 pages, you probably feel the way I do. It's a horrible feeling, isn't it? But I suppose it is to show that you have to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep Ties of Fate alive for as long as I can, in whatever way that I can. I don't want it to be a project that just gets pushed aside for my own stuff. This is a story I've wanted done for a while, and it's almost there. The only thing at this point that's keeping me back is me being afraid. If you're wondering why I'm afraid, it's because all my life I have been put down as well. After my said maybe depression in middle school, I've barely been able to trust people. Even through high school or through middle school, when people say, "Oh, you're a really good artist," and stuff like that, I never truly believed it. I never truly thought that they actually meant it, and I'll never know if they actually meant it. I was that kid that if there was ever a project where something had to be drawn, somebody would try to pair up with me just because I could do all the drawing work. But I still never believed that anyone actually meant a thing when they said that to me to my face. Or that they said that they cared about me. No, somebody might be like, don't your parents care about what you do? Every time I've tried to tell them that I wanted to go into animation, they just shrug it off and say, go become a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant. That's not me. That's not me. I'm horrible at math. Law is incredibly boring. And I don't like blood. In other ways, they keep telling me to go to college. But me, on the other hand, I know that college is incredibly expensive. It's utterly tedious. And it will make you take classes that mean absolutely nothing in what you actually want to do. So what the hell am I supposed to do? All this time, that's all I've been focusing on. Because I'm constantly reminded that I apparently need to go to college and get a job that makes lots of money because that's the thing that's apparently important to them. Never mind that they themselves are fighting each other. On top of that, they've also told me I should also get a job when I work for them already. Oh, sure, they're probably like, you should get a job that makes much more money than we do. But truly, after reading that letter, I suppose I wanted to vent. I suppose I also wanted to pay respects to Monty in a way. And I suppose this is also an apology. But that is currently how I feel. I don't know how many of the cast members will see this. I don't know how many of my own subscribers will actually care about this. But for those who do, I thank you. And for those who care about Monty as much as I do, thank you as well. Shade, I also hope you are doing well. Sheena, I hope you're having the best time you can. I suppose this is it. I'll see you guys at some point